Hey guys, Johnathan here for Just My Tech, and in today's video, finally, we're going to do the review of the Samsung Galaxy Note 8.
What we do here is go back.
Now, this has been a very controversial phone, you could say, for the fact that with the Note 7 having such a PR nightmare, I'll leave it at that. You know the rest. If not, Google it. The Note 8 was a phone that had to hit it out of the park. And depending on who you ask, it did that or did not. So that's a key thing. Now, first off, when you look at the phone, you've got a 6.3-inch Super AMOLED display. Now, when it comes to Samsung, they hit it out of the park every time. Big thing that's been controversial about it is that some, even Johnathan Morrison, have named this a Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus Plus. Now, even John went back on his words after reviewing this phone. Now, the beautiful thing about this is that not only do you get a 6.3 Super AMOLED display, which is only 0.1 inches bigger than the S8 Plus, you do get 6 gigs of RAM, you do get a Snapdragon 835 processor, as well as 64 gigs of internal storage with expandable storage up to 256 gigabytes. You know what I mean. So pretty much, except for the 6 gigs of RAM, you've got the same phone as the Samsung Galaxy A Plus. But one key thing that you don't have on the S8 Plus is the S Pen. Now that's the beauty of the Note. The Note has always been a powerhouse, but it does have some caveats this time around. Being that they had the Note 7 debacle or PR nightmare, they did put a smaller battery than you get in the S8 Plus. In the S8 Plus, you get a 3500 milliamp battery. Now in the Note 8, you get a 3300 milliamp battery. There's been a lot of debate. Now I've used this ever since it came out. I did the pre-order, and I've been using the Note 8 as my primary phone. I can say that I have noticed the batteries somewhat similar. Now the Note 8 does go down just a little bit, but you have to look at the fact that you do have fast wireless charging as well as standard wireless charging, which is definitely faster, but you have your options. Now with just normal usage, I can get through most of the day. Now I do top it off here and there. It all depends on how I feel. If I need it to be at 100%, then I'll top it off. So what I'm noticing more so is 4.5 to 5.5 hours of screen on time. Now for the most part, I'm running YouTube in the background. So one of the things that I have noticed with the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 over the S8 Plus is that Samsung lag is not there. Or at least I don't notice it as much. I don't know if it has anything to do with the Samsung Grace UX or Experience UX, whatever they're calling right now, previously known as TouchWiz. The main thing is that 6 gigs of RAM are being used. I don't notice a lag, I don't notice a stutter. Now, this is going to take some time. It may change down the line. Samsung phones have been known to change up as time progresses. But what I've noticed with the Samsung Galaxy Note 8, that I'm enjoying the experience. I haven't launched around this phone. I haven't changed anything. I've gone with bone stock, Samsung bone stock Android. Some of the stuff that you will get over the S8 Plus is, of course, you get your 6 gigs of RAM, but you get the dual camera setup. Now I've taken some photos. I've even done video with this plenty of times, and I've noticed there is a slight difference. I mean, for the average user, yeah, maybe you're great with the S8, S8 Plus. They're great phones. They have great cameras. But that live focus, now that's one of those things that you really have to take a look at before you make a decision. The dual camera setup allows you to pull in and do a portrait mode per se. They call it live focus on Samsung. Apple calls it portrait mode. But the beauty is that you can control the blur while taking the picture or after the fact. And also, you can take 2 pictures at once, so you can get the wide angle or the close angle. whichever you want, your choice. Now the beauty is, with the Samsung Galaxy Note 8, you still have the 1.7 aperture, which allows for more light to come in. On your other lens, you do have a 2.4 aperture. Now it's not bad, not great, but at the same time, you want that 1.7 for low light conditions. And it also allows for more bokeh effect, that blurred effect that you're trying to get with live focus. Now, I did some videos actually using the front camera, which has an 8 megapixel lens on it, as well as a 1.8 aperture. And it did pretty well. I mean, I was using a Spigen selfie stick via Bluetooth, and it was working pretty well, and it focused. So I don't think a lot of people give credit to the front camera as well. And the front camera does have portrait mode. They call it selective focus on Samsung. So you can take a portrait type photo, have that bokeh effect in the background, the blur effect, and still have a nice little selfie. So alongside the camera, you've definitely got your S Pen, and that deserves a part of the video on its own. Now you still get your on-screen notes where you can just doodle, and you've got to at least 100 notes that you can do. Shameless plug, like and subscribe always, so we can save that. But the beauty is with this year, you've actually got this carousel display. So you can add multiple apps to the carousel. Now a new function that did add this year is live messages. Now a lot of people have mentioned live messages. It's kind of a gimmick. Samsung's known for gimmicks, but the beauty of this is that it allows it to be transferred as a GIF, so any phone can receive this. But a lot of people are not bringing up the fact that you can also add a background to these live messages, which is a cool thing. Alongside many of these features, the S Pen cannot be unmentioned. The fact that you can use the S Pen to actually translate now in this version of the Note 8, you can translate to different languages. You could hover over items to convert currency from Canadian to US dollars, as well as many other countries. And of course, you do have the Bixby button. Now, a lot has been said about the Bixby button, but Samsung did come out with an update that allows you to disable the Bixby button. Now, that's kind of catch-22 because you can disable it, but it's not truly turned off. You can't remap it. What it means is that you can't simply just press the Bixby button thinking you're pressing the volume down and enable Bixby. Bixby will not be enabled unless you hard press and then you get Bixby. So the beauty of this is that you can still use Bixby or not use Bixby. I typically kind of bounce back and forth with Bixby or with Google Voice. It really all depends on what I'm trying to do. It's coming along, but it's going to take time. So one of the key things is that, is a Samsung Galaxy Note 8 a recommendation or not a recommendation? Now this is a tough one. A lot of YouTubers have questioned whether they should recommend the Galaxy Note 8. Now it kind of comes upon the fact of that the Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus are great phones. Price-wise, the Note 8 is up there at $930 on T-Mobile and $950 on other carriers, Verizon and AT&T. Sprint may vary, and there are a lot of deals out there. But would I recommend this to the average consumer? The big thing is, really depends on the consumer. Now you're just overall general consumer that would not utilize the S Pen, I'm gonna push them towards the Samsung Galaxy S8 or S8 Plus. S8 Plus if they want a bigger battery and they want a bigger screen and they don't mind the size. Now if they want the latest and greatest, they definitely want to take pictures, then I'm gonna go towards the Note 8. Now if they just want pictures and they really don't care about specs and they've got money to spend, Note 8. But at the same time, it could still go to the S8 Plus. Really depends on them. I love the camera and I've got examples of pictures in this video of the Note 8 with live focus. I've taken many pictures of my youngest daughter and they've been great. They've been great photos overall. So I'm really torn. I like to switch every chance I get. I'm typically with the Note family if I'm going to switch up. So listen, I would go for the Note 8. Now, if you're kind of strapped for cash, go with the S8 or S8 Plus. Great phones and you can't go wrong. Now we'll see. Time will tell whether this phone is going to be the best phone of 2017. We still have the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus that just came out, as well as the iPhone 10. And might I say, I'd rather call it the iPhone X. So, with that being said, the Note 8 is a great phone. Try it out, see if you like it. It's all up to you. Now, as always, go ahead, hit like, subscribe, comment in the comment section. Let's get social. Hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, I'm Johnathan for Just My Tech, and I'll catch you in the next.